because there are so many interesting things to cover, most of which having to do with the coronavirus and folks at home, and I would say at work, but, there's probably not that many people working right now. I did notice the streets were pretty quiet coming over here, but as one of the essential sectors, the communications sector, we, of course, at the radio station dutifully must remain open. This being our first week in the Tampa Bay area under a Tampa Bay-wide stay-at-home or shelter-at-home order put in place both by Pinellas County and then last week, effective 10 p.m. on Friday, by Hillsborough County, obviously where Tampa is. So, and they've restricted it to essential businesses, which are defined, and and it actually includes a large number of things like grocery stores and pharmacies, and doctors' offices are all considered to be essential. I see someone walking around outside wiping down the handles of the doors. So I'm glad to see Beasley's got in place some, really robust cleaning.
Yeah, you know what I like about
processes.
her now? All last week she came by and wiped the handles. Without gloves on, and today she has gloves on. So is that telling us that it's getting worse?
Well, I don't know if it's getting worse. Actually, today of all days, I feel better than I felt about it in a number of weeks. I feel a lot more hopeful based on some of the developments that we've seen in just the last couple of weeks. But we're now entering this sort of, I don't want to say quarantine phase, but the stay-at-home phase, at least here in Florida. And, of course, a lot of folks across the country have been under some kind of a stay-at-home situation, whether it be an order or even just a suggestion for a couple of weeks now, and we're now getting into that ourselves. And there was, of course, some talk about maybe some more restrictive orders going into place for certain parts of the country where we really have an outbreak, like New York and New Jersey and Connecticut, parts of Connecticut. And that was discussed some last week, but ultimately it was decided not to proceed with that. And I thought that was interesting as well, because some of the feedback that came from, for instance, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, who's obviously trying to put on a demonstration of why he thinks maybe he ought to be the presidential nominee for the Democrat Party. I mean, that's what it seems like. I mean, where is Joe Biden among all this time? I mean, they're hiding him at his house, if you haven't noticed. They don't dare put him on TV for any period of time, because when he does go on TV, I mean, he's just a gaffe machine. He can't remember where he is or what he's talking about. And in, just a sort of a generalized way, I guess I kind of feel bad for him when I see him on TV. I mean, he really, he's so far past his prime. And I think the amount of energy and focus and mental acuity that it takes to run for president of the United States and be under that 24-hour-a-day pressure is pretty intense.
And to participate in the debates.
Well, to participate in the debates, even when your buddy Bernie is giving you an easy, basically a pass at the debates and not really drilling down on you, it's still a lot of stress. And it seems to have, that particular amount of stress seems to have really taken its toll on Joe Biden in particular. And so, he's kind of been relegated to obscurity at this point. We'll see if he ever comes back out. Thank you for listening to the Morgan Streetman Show. We hope you enjoyed what you heard, and if you did, please click like and subscribe to help us out. And remember that we recommend that you exercise your brain at least once a week.